Good evening, Trevor Live. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for being here. Give yourselves a round of applause for being here. I would have expected nothing less than a crisply choreographed opening number from Trevor Live. Anything less than that would have been a huge disappointment. Thank you so much. I am John Oliver. I am from HBO or YouTube, depending on your age bracket. It is an absolute pleasure to be here with you tonight to celebrate and support such a worthy organisation. You have a fantastic night planned for you, full of stories that are by turns inspiring, funny, heartbreaking, and hopeful. And then after you've become drunk on alcohol and emotions, you are going to be asked for money. That's just a fact. Not, let me be clear about this, not money for me personally. That would be kind of a dick move. And yes, I do realise the fraught implications of a straight cisgender person using the phrase dick move as a pejorative at a Pride event. I am well aware of that. I am well aware of the landmines I'm trying to steer around. For those of you that don't know me, I am not like you. I am British. Yes, that does not make me better than you anymore. Right? Let's just all acknowledge that historically, 200 years ago, this would have been a very different evening. You'd be getting less jokes from me and more instructions as to what I expect you to get done tomorrow. But I've lived in America for 11 years. It's my home. I love it here. I am going to do my best not to get deported by the current president. It's a grey area for a lot of us. I absolutely love it here, and I'm aware that it is a weird time to be in love with America at a point where you are not your best. This, to put it mildly, is not your finest hour at the moment. And loving America right now, falling in love with America now, is like falling in love with a girl who is throwing up all over herself. Just holding back her hair, saying, shh, there, let it out. You've made a horrible decision. You can't make this mistake again in 4 years, otherwise the sympathy will be less. Just as I'm not sure I've ever told this story before, just so you know. Look, it's amazing. It's amazing how, why are you filming this on your phones? That is the new worst thing about doing any kind of performance anywhere now. People will sit there going, I want to enjoy this, but now is not good for me. Later would be better. Later and smaller is how I like to imbibe my entertainment. The night that Donald Trump was elected president, which is still an insane sentence to say out loud, I watched the election happen on TV, and I was on my own, and it was not, again, to put it extremely mildly, it was not ideal. And I couldn't quite believe it happened, so I thought I'll wait until he speaks. At whatever it was, like 1 a.m, so I can see it happen. And that did not make me feel any better. And so after that, I felt so hollow inside. I thought, what can I do to cheer myself up? And because I feel like a kind of emotional vacuum. And so what I did, I swear this is true, is I watched 5 back-to-back episodes of RuPaul's Drag Race. And you know what? It kind of helped. It was basically watching the version of America that I wanted to live in, rather than watching the one that was unfolding in front of history. Now, before this evening begins, I would like just to talk briefly about the concept of pride. And you're going to have an amazing evening. There are amazing stories. Imagine Dragons are going to blow your boots off. It's going to be fantastic. But the concept of pride, to me as a British person, is unfamiliar, because I personally have lived my life in a constant state of repression and deep, deep shame. But pride is something that I've very much come to enjoy living vicariously through marches and parades and protests, and to a lesser extent, Lady Gaga's Super Bowl performances. Which I loved it. I loved everything about that. I loved the fact she caught a ball and jumped off the stage. But what I loved more than anything was the fact apparently the Super Bowl halftime show is 30 minutes. and normally their half-time is 15 minutes. And I loved the idea of these football players trying to come back onto the field and saying, no, you wait till Gaga is finished. You wait, oh, she is not fucking done. You'll know when she's got 3 more changes. You wait, Brady, you wait. Pride is a word that is used a lot in the LGBTQ community, and rightly so, because pride in your identity is inspirational for others, especially in a world that would still so often prefer people to remain in the shadows. And tonight is an opportunity for all of us to say loudly and firmly, fuck that noise. So, what? Exactly. What inspires me most about Pride, though, is that although the civil rights of the LGBTQ community are so consistently under siege, its members remain accepting, inclusive, and open-hearted. The Trevor Project represents that spirit of showing up for each other. It stands for love and trust and hope and support and honesty and belonging. The Trevor Project provides all of those things to those who need it most and who often don't know who to ask for them. These are critical issues. You know that. We need to make it known that help is out there, it is accessible, it is real, and it is waiting for you on that one day, in that one dark moment when nothing else seems within reach. And now, if this were my HBO show right now, at this point, to break up this awkwardly serious moment, I would introduce a man in a llama costume. Just, to take the pointy edge off the moment. It doesn't have to be a man. Any person with any gender identity has the right to wear a llama costume. Holy shit. Sorry. It's another mine avoided. The work that the Trevor Project is doing is of the noblest cause. There is nothing more pure than telling someone that they are not alone when they feel like no one can possibly understand their pain. The prime target of the Trevor Project is young adults between the ages of 13 and 24, and those years are hard on everyone. I ask you to take my word for this, as I cannot individually show everyone here my high school yearbook. All I'm saying is my teenage years were not smooth, but you probably assumed that from, this. But, it's a little mean to laugh so knowingly. Yes, we had. Yeah, it was clear. There are... Puberty, there was a hand grenade about to go off on your face. Sailing confidently through your adolescence without challenge or empathy is not how you become a comedian, it's how you become President of the United States of America. But the point is, young people in the LGBTQ community often have it especially tough. And that is why we are here tonight. We are here to provide a spark of light in the darkness. We're here because we know what it took for all of us to make it through that impossible age. And for those LGBTQ kids, their self-doubt is even more nuanced because underneath the teenage awkwardness and the glasses and the bad haircuts and the acne and the bad teeth and other things that, let's say, I've hypothetically gotten over, underneath all of that is a fear of being rejected by family and community because of who you are at your very core. Now, there is still work to be done. That's right. There is still clearly work to be done, and we can help provide the resources to ensure that every single kid in crisis knows that their life matters, that they deserve a future, and that preventing their suicide doesn't just help them. It also prevents us from losing the love and the art and the life that they have to share. Now, the key question is, when you are lost, who do you ask for directions? And the answer is someone who has been there. And so many of you in this room tonight have been there. You know the way through. And you can share that with someone who simply cannot find it. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here, for caring, for helping, for donating, and for standing up to be counted. And thank you for listening to an adult who looks like he could still be bullied by teenagers. Stand here and talk about it for a few minutes. Now, but this night is absolutely not about me. It is about the community assembled to provide hope and support for one another and for the young people who are not here in this room. Thank you for telling your stories and inspiring others to live theirs. Thank you, quite simply, for showing up and for keeping the Trevor Project alive. That is, as a comedian, I am allergic to sincerity. That was not easy for me. I really wish there was someone in a llama costume to cut through it. So now I have to announce the Trevor Project family. That is you. Please meet the person celebrating his 20th hour. That's right, hour as brand new 20th hour. Wow. This 20 hours young as executive director of the Trevor Project, Amit Paley. Amit, happy 20th.